Hey nerds, Monica here. Happy Wednesday, or as I like to view it, happy central limit theorem day. You know, because normal distribution, there's a hump. Some people call Wednesday hump day. Anywho, today I wanted to talk about a few SQL best practices. Some will help you speed up your query execution, and one will help others reviewing your code, and even will help your future self guaranteed. Since these aren't mistakes per se, rubber duck debugging doesn't really apply here. However, they can still be great fidget toys, and fidgeting has been known to help some people focus. So let's head on over and grab our daily dip. All right, 7th. Okay, I don't know what this guy's holding. All right, so there's a hat. I think this is a candy cane and maybe a mug with mint. It's a mystery duck today. That's okay. It's still a good fidget toy. All right. So, with our list of best practices, the first one being don't use select star. This is a very expensive operation and can increase the execution time when you're working with tables that are large, like at a particular corporation. Um, it is fine, if you get your data set from Kaggle, with 500 records or whatnot, that's fine in that purpose. But in the real world, bad idea. The second one being don't use distinct. This is also an expensive operation, and I have recorded a longer version of this on the YouTube channel to go over some alternatives here. And the last one being to help your future self is to comment your code. Every time, always be commenting. Always be commenting. ABC. Wow. All right. There's something there. All right. Now I will go into some of these examples showing what the best practices look like. This is the editor that we have been using from W3 Schools, which provides tutorials when you are learning languages such as SQL. And with our little rubber duck best friend, we'll put him down for now. And so here we'll start off showing what not to do. So this is select star from the customers table, and we can go ahead and run this, and it executes pretty quickly, but that's because there's only 90 records, super fast. However, when you're at a organization and the tables are very large, you do not want to do this. So one thing that you can consider doing instead is using like a top 5, top whatever, and then the asterisk is selecting all of the different columns. So if you run this, you can see that it provides just the first 5 records. You can then really quickly look at, each of the columns and how they're structured, what the data types are and such, and that will help you with your initial analysis. Another thing that you could do is just select specific columns if you know ahead of time what you need to look at. And the next one, we'll head on over here. So the next one being don't use distinct. So when you're counting distinct order IDs, you can run this and it shows 196. Again, here, this order details table is only 500 records, very small. But when working in an organization, you want to avoid doing this. An alternative here is to use a subquery. So I'll go ahead and provide that here, what that looks like. So what we're doing is we are counting the records from a table that you are subquerying from order details, grouping by the order ID, and then showing that order ID. And then when you're grouping by, that is similar to counting those distinct values. So then if you run this, you can see here that this title has changed and it has the same number of records as 196, which is awesome. That's exactly what you want to do. Lastly, the best practice for others that are reviewing your code and your future self, guaranteed, is to always comment your code. And what that looks like in SQL is you can comment on the back end of any of your lines, and it shows here in green, different IDEs might be different colors. You can also, if you want to comment several lines, you can use this and then to uncomment, say here in a random spot. This doesn't make any sense, but I wanted to show you the what that looks like. So you can see here that these three lines are green, and then it goes back to the different colors in the IDE, this will be what is running. This will probably kick out an error because, like I mentioned, that doesn't make sense to just start with a from. All right. Well, with that and our fidget data duck, who is still a mystery duck, I don't know what is in his hands. But I do hope that this was helpful in showing you some SQL code for the best practices, alternatives for the don'ts, and showing you what to do. And for those that came to watch, thank you so much. Please subscribe, hit that bell for future notifications, and happy learning!